Hey friends, welcome back to the channel with another issues-focused video. Today we are watching another cinema therapy video, and last time I did this, there were several people sounding off in the comments about, oh, you're reacting to a reaction? This is getting so stupid, which they obviously didn't watch the video, and it obviously served as an opportunity to talk about the issues. And recently I've been relatively lax in blocking people from commenting, but with these videos focusing on mental health and other important issues, it's a good reminder to just start blocking people who are rude, because it's not worth my time and energy to read and focus on those when there are so many kind and supportive comments out there. So I'm really appreciative of the fact that so many of you were excited about the video on Inside Out. So definitely looking forward to doing more of these. And Alan Seawright actually watched the first video and really appreciated it, so that's awesome. Today we're looking at 11 warning signs of gaslighting in Tangled. And I actually don't have too much experience with gaslighting. I've been accused of it once, but it was only because I thought they were gaslighting me, and we talked about it and we realized that we basically experienced a situation very differently and that we weren't like trying to actively deceive each other. But it's a topic that I do think I should know more about, even if I might be able to recognize some signs of gaslighting now. It's always good to have them laid out in front of you, especially by a therapist and a filmmaker. Who knows, maybe there are instances of gaslighting that exist in my life that I haven't recognized. So, plus, Tangled is one of my favorite Disney movies of all time, so I definitely wanted to see an analysis on this. I don't know much about gaslighting specifically, but I have learned a lot about abusive relationships, and I'm guessing there will be similar tactics used, isolation, negging, but yeah, let's check out this video.
Oh, Rapunzel, you know I hate leaving you after a fight, especially
Mother
when I've
Gothel.
done absolutely nothing wrong.
Oh
I just
my
listened for
god,
the sound
she's
of
the
complete
worst.
and utter betrayal and followed that. Oh, great. Now
I'm the bad guy.
I now realize that I've probably been gaslighting my dog.
Your dog? How could you?
I'm Jonathan Decker. I'm a licensed therapist and I love movies.
I'm Alan Seawright. I am a licensed filmmaker. There's no license. And I need therapy, but I can't afford it. So I'm making an internet TV show where I get free therapy.
This is all a big con.
Huge.
Anyways, today we're going to talk about gaslighting and the movie Tangled.
There was a play written in the 30s and then 2 films made. I haven't seen the one in 1940. There was one made in 1944 by George Cukor.
Gaslighting as a tactic is routinely used by cult leaders, by dictators, but also by abusive boyfriends and girlfriends, husbands and wives, employers, friends, family, to manipulate people into thinking, I can only rely on you. There's a really good Psychology Today article called 11 Warning Signs of Gaslighting by Dr. Stephanie A. Sarkis.
Oh, Stephanie A. Sarkis.
The Dr. Sarkis, yes.
Yes,
and gaslighters tell blatant lies.
Cannibals. There we go. You'll just upset me.
It's almost as scary as real life. Number 2,
oh,
they
God.
deny they ever said something, even if you have proof.
Knew that soon you'd want to leave the nest. Soon, but not yet.
And then totally reneging.
You are not leaving this tower! Ever!
Number 3, they use what is near and dear to you as ammunition. Now, quote,
and then she builds her back up. But, oh, wow. This is sick. I feel kind of bad for enjoying this song in the movie now, but I don't know, it's a good song, it's just, she's absolutely despicable.
What she is denigrating about Rapunzel is actually something she's just projecting onto Rapunzel. They're her own concerns about herself.
Oh,
Plus, I believe
they project.
kinda chubby.
Number 4, they wear you down over time. Rapunzel's been in that tower for 18 years. She goes a little bonkers and questions her own sanity, her own reason.
I never thought about how real this is. It's very comical in the movie, but
Mother would be so furious.
it's very real.
So number 5 is their actions do not match their words. Mother Gothel constantly says
She loves her.
but what she actually
She
means
kisses the
is,
hair.
I love controlling you the most.
And yeah, I love that every single time she says anything good about Rapunzel, she's either touching her hair or kissing her. I love you most. She kisses her hair. That is something that, little detail that I really, really loved my first time watching the film.
Number 6, they throw in positive reinforcement to confuse you. In other words, the very person who is attacking you, just ripping into your identity, is now the person who's praising you, building you up. And it's confusing as heck.
I brought back parsnips.
That's what I was saying about like negging.
Hazelnut soup for dinner. Your favorite. Surprise!
Also, oftentimes the gaslighter, the very thing they're going to praise you about is the thing that benefits them the most, right? So think of Mother Gothel. She praises Rapunzel for singing the song.
So what I'm getting from this is that gaslighters tend to use their victims, consciously or unconsciously, and give positive reinforcements only for traits that serve them in an effort to get them to continue certain behaviors. And I don't know why this entered my mind just now. I've never actually seen Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, but I know the song Pure Imagination. And I think it fits here if you just change one word from the opening lyrics. Come with me and you'll be in a world of pure manipulation.
Flynn, Eugene, is constantly brushing the hair out of Rapunzel's face. He's touching her face.
To see
he's
her.
Getting
I
to
never
her.
noticed that.
He's trying to get the hair out of the
Wow.
way. Number 7,
That's
they know
pretty
that
cool.
confusion weakens people. And Mother Gothel says,
Oh, you mean the stars.
The
that
stars.
plus the entire Mother Knows Best song is meant to confuse her and make her question her own
Judgment. Yeah,
sanity.
like she can't rely on her own judgment, her own interpretation of reality. Everything goes through Mother Gothel. Mother Gothel is the source of wisdom. Right?
She's the filter
this is
through
a
which
leader.
Rapunzel sees everything.
All right, number 9 is they try and turn people against you. Now, in Mother Gothel's case, she doesn't have immediate access to Flynn, who is literally the only other person in Rapunzel's life.
Because I just found me
A tall drink of water.
Oh, stop it, you big lug.
Anybody she can get on her side to fight this fight against this person or to bring that person back to her side, right? Number 10, they tell you or others that you are crazy. And how that shows up in real life is the gaslighter will say, so-and-so was saying this about you.
Exactly. They could be lying completely.
Oh, my precious girl.
Or let me show you a text, or let me show you, and it's often taken out of context or whatever they can so that they can say, no one's on your side but me.
And I saw them attack you and... Oh my, let's go. before
You
they
were the
come
one
to.
who ordered them
Gothel
to.
does that with Flynn. That makes her 11 for 11.
It's a clean sweep.
It's a clean
They
sweep.
tell you everyone else is a liar. It makes people turn to the gaslighter for the correct information, which of course isn't correct information at all.
Oh my god. Hey, I hate to make this political, but if you're on my channel, if you've been on my channel long enough, this is what Trump did, right? This is exactly... Oh, wait, I should totally re-examine all of the 11 warning signs and tie them to Donald Trump now, shouldn't I? All right, we'll go over that in a bit.
Takes her and leads her back into the forest, but you'll notice the light that she's leading her by is not a warm glow. It's not,
Yeah.
A
Sickly
candlelight.
green.
It's the sickly green.
Sickly.
Well, in real life, first of all, you have to assess, is this a relationship I want to keep?
Right.
Oftentimes, you think you absolutely do because the gaslighter has led you down this path of you can't live without me, you are nothing without me, you need me. And so the idea of being away from this person it's just petrifying, it's horrifying. A lot of these relationships are just flat out toxic and you need to be done with them.
Right.
In other cases, okay, it's your mother, it's your brother, it's your sister, it's not somebody that you can just completely cut out of your life.
Get out of your life. Right.
And so you have to figure out, one, what are my boundaries, right? If I have a family member who's toxic, who's a gaslighter, do I see them at family dinners? And when they try and ask about details of my life, I don't let them in?
This is a really interesting topic about setting boundaries with family members. I know that domestic abuse numbers have gone up during the pandemic, and it's safe to say that gaslighting probably has increased as well during this time. And so how do you set boundaries when there are no physical boundaries between you and family members? My parents don't gaslight me, I don't think, based on all the 11 warning signs, but I found it very difficult to set boundaries with them now that they're not working, and I can only imagine how difficult so many people have it during this time.
But let's say I have a partner and I love that partner and they may not even know they're doing this. This is just how they relate to the world.
Yeah.
That's an issue for counseling. This is something that might clear up in counseling because if they don't even see they're doing it, they'll probably feel awful and want to turn things around.
I'm waiting for him to plug himself and it's like, come get therapy from me, guys.
I now realize that I've probably been gaslighting my dog for 11 years.
Well, your dog is a
Oh my god.
That's how I see it in real life.
Literally.
And I think Rapunzel gives a good example of this in the
You know how I feel about the mumming, blah, 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 blah. It's very annoying. I'm just teasing. You're adorable. I love you.
And at the beginning, it's Gothel's way of controlling Rapunzel, and at the end, it's Rapunzel asserting herself, saying, "You control me. This is something that you said to me when you were controlling me. I'm showing you I'm not taking it anymore.
She completely earns a full-on Indiana Jones villain death.
Oh.
What have you done?
That is pretty Indiana Jones.
What is happening to me?
In that moment, she still somehow loves her. She still tries to reach out. So what they're saying is very true about you might still love them, but you need to set boundaries. Pretty sure life and death, the biggest boundary you can set right there. Not that she did it herself, but she clearly still cared about her enough to want to reach out to save her. This is such a sad movie. That little reaction by Rapunzel, though, the reaching out, it kind of haunted me for a bit, because even though Mother Gothel gaslighted her so much, abused her so much, she still felt something for her.
Yeah. That's the way I'd like to go.
What?
To ashes,
dust to dust.
You need to have other voices, other friends, other family members, and let them tell you what they're seeing and what they're hearing.
I think when people are young, they go all into their relationships. And so it becomes so intense that a lot of people drop all of their friends, all of their family. Maybe not so dramatically, but they spend a lot less time with the other people in their life. And even if it's not a case of gaslighting, they still need an outside perspective. They still need to know that what they're feeling is valid. And they can't just be so wholly invested in just one person. And so I've been an advocate for treating your friendships as just as important as your relationships, your romantic relationships. Obviously, there are different things you do within the confines of each type of relationship, but I think it's important not to let all your other relationships fall to the wayside when you invest in a romantic or sexual relationship that's so filled with passion.
And so make sure you have someone else in your life to give you an outside perspective.
Absolutely. Unless you're you, in which case you need no other voices, just us.
What?
Like, subscribe,
No.
and follow
That's the wrong
us
message.
on social media at Therapy Center.
All other voices are untrustworthy, you maggot. But you're also beautiful, and we treasure you.
Oh, God.
But you're terrible, and how can you possibly live
You
with
guys.
You need our help.
So if you'd like more help, go to the link down below, and you can meet with me for a free 15-minute consultation.
I swear, he's better. He's good.
He's better.
You can also buy the film using the link below.
God.
Follow us on social media. Until next time, folks, this has been a blast. It's been a gas, actually.
It's been a gas.
And make sure you're connecting with loved ones, taking
Dad
care of
jokes.
yourself, and
watch
movies. Or watch me watch movies in my movie reactions. Really, really informative video. I love this channel, Cinema Therapy. You learn so much about real issues through the lens of movies that we all really enjoy. And the thing that occurred to me, Jonathan mentions early on that gaslighting is a tactic used by cult leaders, dictators, and also by like abusive partners, employers, other relationships. And it seems so obvious to me in retrospect, but you'll have to excuse me because I have such limited experience with gaslighting. But when they got to the 11th warning sign, the very last one, which was they tell you everyone else is a liar, I don't know why it took so long, but I was like, wait, this is what Donald Trump did. And I feel like I should have seen it earlier because he's, in essence, a cult leader and he's just tried very, very hard to be a dictator. Before we continue with that train of thought, though, Cinema Therapy's goal is to focus on movies. So it's outside of their purview to touch on politics. And I'm sure they still want to be able to reach and help people who might not agree with them on politics. I can't imagine they're Trump supporters based on the amount of empathy and understanding they've shown in just a few videos, though. But here on my channel, I have no real MO. I've kind of talked about anything. And from the start, I kind of just do whatever the heck I want. So if you're not in the mood to hear about politics, I understand, and you'll probably want to leave this video now. If you don't mind hearing about politics but disagree with mine, this also probably isn't the channel for you because I'm not going to engage with you in the comments and what I say will probably piss you off. So anyway, what I did was I went back and looked at all 11 warning signs and just looked over them again and tried to see if Trump fits into all of them. And I'm not going to give like copious examples of all of them because this will be a 2-hour-long video. But yeah, let's check out how he gaslit a nation. So number one, gaslighters tell blatant lies. I really don't feel like I need to elaborate on this at all. If you need proof, there is copious amounts of proof out there. Number two, they deny lies even if you have proof. So yeah, people had transcripts, recordings of what he said, and he just deny. I mean, you could take any issue out there that he tackled or didn't tackle, and just apply all of these to any of them, and it'll probably work out. Sometimes he also says he's joking. He was joking back then, which he obviously wasn't. He was talking about injecting cleaning solution into people to get rid of COVID for them. I mean, it's basically what Mother Gothel did, joking to dismiss what they were saying before. She was like, "Oh, I'm just kidding. You're so adorable." We saw that in this video. Number 3, they use what is near and dear to you as ammunition. So yeah, Trump very commonly used economic anxiety and built up this fictional threat of immigrants to your family and livelihood to mobilize his base. There was the caravans. There was... it was all really bad. Number 4, they wear you down over time. I don't know so much about this one. I certainly felt worn down throughout his whole presidency, but I don't think that's what they mean about with this one. I mean, technically, he insulted so many people in his own base. He said that the insurrectionists made him look bad. He's talked about how he likes soldiers who aren't imprisoned. When he was talking about John McCain, he basically attacked everybody. And I mean, the mocking of Kowaleski and his disability, that reporter, yikes. 5, their actions do not match their words. I mean, he said he was going to cut taxes for everybody and everyone was going to be really happy. Wound up giving a $1 trillion tax break to the rich, and limited amounts of his own base turned on him after paying more in taxes, which to me, he was so clearly lying from the beginning, but he gaslit them, I understand. And people have been saying people said throughout his entire presidency, there's a tweet for everything with him, because yeah, his actions contradict what he says every single time. Number 6, they use positive reinforcement to confuse you. And what did he say about the insurrectionists? Go home, we love you, you're very special. Ugh. And number 7, they know confusion weakens people. I mean, the number of times he's contradicted himself speaks for itself. They project. Number 8, they project. The amount of times he's called people weak or stupid or ugly. And I mean, to expand this to his entire base, they use the term Trump derangement syndrome. I've actually been called that by a centrist, which centrists in this country are essentially far right already. It's just Trumpers are far right extremists. But yeah, they use the term Trump derangement syndrome to refer to people who basically they think that Trump isn't that bad and that I'm deranged for thinking he's that bad. But it's clear to everyone else who hasn't been brainwashed that Trump derangement syndrome is a term much more suited to refer to people who trust blindly in everything he says and does. So it feels a little bit like projection there, where they're saying other people are deranged when they, in fact, are the ones who are so deranged. Number 9, they try to turn people against you. I mean, he tries to radicalize everyone, and that obviously leads to backlash. So in that sense, yeah, like he turns other people against them and then uses that as proof that he's right about so many things. Number 10, they tell you or others that you're crazy. I mean, this kind of works as the whole Republican Party. They've been calling everyone left of Joe Manchin crazy socialists since FDR. I don't know too much about politics before then, because I know Social Security and Medicare were called socialist policies. And while that won't get many people on the left to doubt their sanity, it gets plenty of people on the right to doubt the left's sanity. And number 11, they tell you that everyone else is a liar. This was the one that made me finally realize that Trump was guilty of all of these. And I think this one was the one that's most obvious, because it's basically a catchphrase at this point for his supporters. Fake news, fake news. And to so many of his supporters, he's the only one they can trust. And sure, maybe they trust Tucker or Hannity or Newsmax, or OAN. But that's because they have the big thumbs up from Trump. And they become so isolated from anyone with a dissenting opinion, and it becomes an echo chamber. Now, the trustworthy of mainstream news is up for debate. They can be extremely biased, but to paint himself as the one who can be trusted when he's anything but trustworthy, oh man. I mean, he has a big portion of the country believing he won the election or was cheated out of a win, despite the fact that he has every conceivable advantage lined up for him. Because of the Electoral College, votes by white people count more than those by Black and Hispanic voters. He says there's voter fraud when in fact there's so much voter suppression. And it's just frustrating to watch these people who have just so out of tune with reality. But yeah, basically, even beyond Trump, though, the entire political system is gaslighting us with this both sides kind of talk, with this unity talk. Even Joe Biden is guilty of it. They want us to think it's left versus right when the politicians on the right fundamentally believe in things that cannot be compromised with, that democracy is important, hence them rushing the Capitol, yet still so many people say we have to unite with the right. It's like, it's infuriating. And I mean, they stormed the Capitol. They believe that Black lives don't matter, despite chanting all lives matter. And the divide in our country is so much more top versus bottom, but certain politicians have made us believe it's left versus right. And I mean, there are politicians on the left who are interested in unifying with the right only to screw over the people at the bottom. We've basically been in class warfare for decades. But anyway, this is certainly not what I was expecting to talk about when I went into this video today, but here we are. This video was very informative, though. I kind of want to read that paper on gaslighting. I'm going to go check it out at some point. But Alan and Jonathan always give such insightful commentary. I say always, even though I've only seen 3 of their videos. But yeah, I didn't know the origins of the term gaslighting either. Turns out it came out from earlier movies. It's definitely not a term I heard growing up. It feels like it entered like the public lexicon within the last 5 to 10 years, maybe. But yeah, their analysis made me realize how much thought went into the psyche of Rapunzel in the movie. And a lot of the film is really funny, but it felt really real as well in terms of how Rapunzel dealt, or how Rapunzel reacted to the gaslighting by Mother Gothel. I really enjoyed the joke Alan made about how he's doing the video series to get free therapy from Jonathan. It's all a big con, I think Jonathan said. I mean, I don't think this is necessarily a replacement for actual one-on-one therapy or group therapy or any other type of therapy. I've highly recommended therapy to everybody I know, but these videos, I think they're definitely invaluable to gain insights on different topics from a therapist's point of view, and that's really, really important. I definitely feel like I have a better handle on what gaslighting is and how it's used. I was surprised by how many times I paused to say something and then they would just touch on the same thing seconds later. It's like a validation for the internal workings of my mind. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Again, just like last time, I did cut my reaction, so check out their full video. I included a link to that in the description below. Leave a like. I've got my own movie reactions every week, so definitely check those out. Subscribe to make sure you don't miss those. And thanks for watching, and watch movies. It's cute that they do that at the end of their videos, right? All right, bye, friends.